I'm excited. Mr. Stephen Green, welcome to Paul Mort Talk Shit.
Thanks, mate. How are you?
Mate, I'm excited. I'm super excited about this because I first heard of Stephen, actually. This was mad how I heard of Steve. I heard of Steve when I spoke at Expert Empires and Andy Harrington said, you need to hook up with this guy, Stephen Green, because he's doing some mad shit. And I met you. Then I met you a few months later when I was named Master Coach of the Year, FYI, everyone
That's
listening.
right, yeah.
And I met Stephen, and then I followed him on Facebook, and I was like, wow, this fucker is as mad as me, if not madder. So I want to know about Stephen. He's got a little bit of everything. Like, he's got so many stories that I can't wait to tell, and he's a successful property millionaire, which is amazing. So, mate, I've got so many questions I want to ask. So many questions, but we'll have to frame, like, who you are, essentially. And I actually don't like asking this question because I already know, but I've got to remember the guys might not have any idea who you are. So who the fuck's Stephen Green?
As you said, I'm probably a crazy fucker like yourself. I don't know if it's the area that we're from. Maybe it's the air in the north or something like that. Or
well, the air where you live is a little bit different in here. You got all that smog and that there.
Well, I was thinking that when I came over. I thought, what a shithole.
You must have came the Coast Roadway, yeah?
Nah. So on that, I was somebody who had a lot of shit, I would say, in my childhood, and that's been my biggest driver. I believe, and we've talked about this obviously already in terms of your story. My story, I think when somebody feels good, you're in line with your story, what you believe to be true. And when you're not, that's when there's this confliction.
Yes.
And
turbulence, I love that word. Turbulence. Yeah. All this turbulence, yeah.
So basically, when I was a kid, my dad was my hero, and he was this big, strong, fit bloke. So that was my story of how a guy used to be. But I was the complete opposite. I was 5'3" at school, smallest person in the school, literally just tiny, skinny, weak.
Really?
So for me, I had a big ego issue with that. There was I could laugh with my mates and stuff like that, but deep down it used to piss me off, and that really drove me to sort of want to silence people and say fuck off.
I love that. So that was school, and then did you join? Because I know you've been in the military. Did you join military straight from school?
No, I didn't know. So I followed my mates. I worked in a shop for a bit, in a health shop. Then I went into plumbing. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. Just followed my mates about, as you do. And then I had a relationship that I split up with this lass, probably my first serious relationship, and I just thought I want to get out the area. And I was going to go work on a cruise ship.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought I just need to be out the area, and one of my mates said, why don't you join the army? And I just thought, fuck it.
Yeah. And how old were you then?
20.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
And where did you, what's that whole story? What?
So literally the next day, we were stoned that night, as we used to be around them times. Yeah. So next day, all the lads were laughing, going, fuck off, you won't go in the army and that. And then I just knew that night I'd made my decision. I thought, I'm going in. And
sounds like that fuck you mentality popped up again.
Definitely,
Oh, you said that I can't do it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then, watch this.
I think by then, though, things had changed a bit. I'd started to put a bit of weight on. I'd started to train and things like that. And I was feeling a lot more... to be honest, I was always fairly confident. But I guess I just started to believe in myself a bit more. And went in the army. It was quite quick. Followed him in. He didn't end up fucking going in. He basically took me down and that. He'd started the process. He didn't end up going in, and I went in, and it just sort of all changed from there, really. Just really opened my eyes to a different world.
Yeah. And did you tour?
Yeah, did Afghan, Iraq, Oman, Kuwait.
Shit.
So how long were you in for? Like total?
11 and a half years.
Oh, fucking hell, you're playing this off as...
He is, he's just trying to push past it, isn't he? He is. I love that about our guests sometimes, when they kind of just go... Like, they're just really modest and that. They're super modest about it. Like Anthony Crawler, right, said... Remember he said, I do a bit boxing. I said, who are you, Anthony Crawler? He said, I've done a bit boxing. I'm like, mate, you are champion of the fucking world. You fought Lomachenko and Nares and that. And he said... He also had an incident in his career where he fractured his skull and broke his ankle when a burglar smashed a paving stone over
I remember reading
He said, I hurt my ankle and I cut my head open. I'm like, bro, come on, man. So the army thing, you're in for 11 years, you do all this touring. How was that?
It was a great experience. It's something that I would recommend. If I had my time over, I'd do it again.
Really?
But you're exposed to things. I had a really difficult time. So in 2003, in Iraq, it wasn't the most... It wasn't particularly what we sing. It was just the environment. So I'd already been to Afghan, but when we went to Iraq in 2003, we were the first ones to cross the border cross Kuwait into Iraq, and we were given 4 litres of water a day. And when you're in 50-degree temperature, carrying body armour, weapons, and your 4 litres, that's to drink with, shower with, brush your teeth with.
Shit.
Yeah, so all of that goes out the window. That 4 litres wasn't even enough to drink. Like, you're pissing dehydrated. Because there's no supplies. You're the first one out there. And everyone just had the shit sickness. And I lost a load of weight. I went down to about 10 stone again. Shit. And that self-image again of coming back of... I'm going back into this skinny kid that with insecurities and that really fucked with my mind. Like, it's...
So how did you handle that? Like, what kind of...
I didn't handle it very well, to be fair, and that resulted in me looking down the barrel of a weapon and considering blowing my head off. Yeah.
Oh. Shit, bro.
Yeah, so I was pretty low. Yeah. I didn't tell anyone. I kept it to myself, but it was like, looking now, it was nothing to do with the place or what was going on. It was all my insecurities of I'm going back to this...
Okay, that's cool.